Spacey Sims, and we're back with more Kylo Rex Malice Unlimited, and we finished Okazaki's part in the last part, his route, and we are going to do Yoshinari's side story, but can we just take a minute to enjoy? I don't know if you can hear it because it's very quiet, but I'm going to be silent for a moment. Just the freaking music in the loading screen here, how fucking good it is. Or not. There you go. It's just really fucking good. Okay, I don't know if you can hear it, but we spent long enough. So, side story? Yes, Crossroad Part 1. All right. Yes. First half. Okay. Okay. Okay, there we go. December 7th, 11:03 p.m. So this is during X Day. Okay. I'm assuming... Right, we were in... When we were in... Minagishi's part, it was always in his personality. I don't... Okay, well, whatever. And I kind of, honestly, not gonna lie, low-key, kind of forget the Yoshinari voice. We just kind of threw one out there in Okazaki, so I'll try to get back into it. I'm not good sometimes with a side character remembering what the fuck I did for them. It's like, look, they're not as important as the main characters, and it doesn't cement in my head, but... Did that just flick for you? Anyway. I must protect the subject and keep them under surveillance. Eiji Yanagi, 28 years old. Former Metropolitan Police Department Division 1 officer. He was first stationed at Division 1 4 years ago, but he quit at the end of August. There were whispers that he'd been promoted quickly, but it was found out that he took part in the juvenile rehabilitation program. In other words, he might be somehow tied to the incidents involving minors. That sounds shady as fuck. Don't paint Yanagi like that, yo. Wow. His mother, father, and elder brother were all still alive. But I did not... But I didn't... Nothing? I didn't know anything? Or, but I knew nothing about him as a Anyway, I didn't know anything about him as a person. I want to know his record and... I want to know what his record and title didn't tell. Wow, this is painful. I want to know what he's like on the inside. Wait, this is bad. I tossed that over, but it was personal information. If a senior officer saw me, I'd be killed. Good, it didn't get dirty. Let's just put that away for now. I guess I'm just gonna have to see the truth with my own eyes. I looked up at the winter sky, muttering to myself. I mean, yeah. Hideaki? Is it Hideaki? Is that how you say it? I don't know. It's hard because... Anyway, I think it's Hideaki. Hideaki. But Hideaki. You'd say it fast, right? That's what we're going with. Anyway, I'm Hideaki Yoshinari. I'm 24 years old, and I worked as an SP officer. And I worked as an SP under the constant abuse of my boss. Okay. I just couldn't read it for some reason. I worked as an SP under the constant abuse of my boss, Okazaki. Okazaki does abuse this poor thing. SP, common abbreviation for security police. They're specialized cops whose main job is to protect the representatives of each political party, visiting dignitaries, and perform security details. As an SP, I've learned general martial arts, marksmanship, and English conversation skills. If you dig into the handy glossary, you can see that there's pretty fierce competition for this position. This might be considered bragging, but becoming an SP at my age is a huge deal, and it was proof of my bright and promising future. However, for unknown reasons, like maybe my personality, people really didn't pay any attention to me. I mean, yeah, I'm not 100% sure why they're giving us a route with you, but you poor thing. I'm a Leo born on August 4th. Born in summer and a Leo. People always say, oh, you sure look the part. I guess that's supposed to be a compliment. I fucking love it. Okay. You know, I'm still not 100% sure why we've got a path with you and it's going to be a little romancy, I guess. But at the same time, he's amusing as fuck, so okay. Every character in here amuses the fuck out of me, I'm not going to lie. At the moment, I was on a mission to provide protection for 4 individuals. The targets were located on the 5th floor of this building. It's the people who work at the detective agency. Their titles were special. They called themselves detectives, but they were all cops, or former cops. SPs were tasked with VIP protection, so I figured there was no need to protect regular old folk, but apparently there was a reason for it. Then again, I was a low-level grunt. It wasn't my position to question. I just needed to fulfill my duty. I guess they sent young guys like us so that the targets would let their guard down. The amount of missing words in this game is baffling. Unlike the unapproachable regular SPs, I was known to be quite friendly. If I got on their good side, it'd be easy to learn the info that wasn't written in the reports. They are actually doing a patch for this game. By the time you see this, the patch will probably already be out, but I'll have recorded so far ahead that we won't even benefit from the patch fucking at all. But a lot of people, I guess, complained to Access about the complete and utter terrible... Sorry. There was dust on my controller and I just binged my thing. The fact that there were so many mistakes. There were even people that were keeping a spreadsheet of all the mistakes. Like, that's diligence. I don't know how you could keep track of this many. It's like, look, on every fucking screen, everywhere I click, there's some kind of fucking typo, missing word or some shit. Just figure it out. But they are working on a patch, but, you know, which is nice. So, good somebody gave a shit, you know. Honestly, I'm sure a lot of it is just them rushing to get shit out and probably get unrealistic deadlines. But at the same time, you announced at the end of last year or the beginning of this year that 3 games were coming out and you waited to have them all come out at the end of the year. Like, you had like a year to do this. I mean, I understand translating isn't fucking easy, but like, I don't know. Like, were you all working on the same damn game? Like, we only have 3 people and we're all doing 3 games at the same time. Like, anyway. A little better QA. But I think someone said it's because they used a team that's just notorious for being shitty. Or was it a different game? I don't remember. But, like, at any rate, there will be a patch, so it should be better. So, of course, by that point, here's the thing. It's not going to benefit you or me. Because hopefully you've already played this. Because why are you watching this before you play it yourself? So, you're either not playing it at all, so then a patch doesn't matter to you, or you're watching this after you've played, and you're already fucked because you played before a patch. Or you waited so long and it's been a year and it's now like 2022. Okay, 2 years. You've waited 2 years to fucking watch this and then it doesn't really matter because the patch came out years ago. I don't know. Whatever's weird scenarios. But will be a patch. Not going to matter. We'll probably be done with the game by then. So anyway, if I got on their good side, it'd be pretty easy to learn the info that wasn't written in the reports. We're just going to have to deal. I guess it might be better to let Okazaki do his thing rather than me messing it up. Oh my god, it's like another word missing. It's like every click. Okazaki was my partner in this, but he was far too relaxed to be considered an SP. Ooh, don't let him hear you say that, he's gonna kick your ass. But his strength was real, and he seemed to be really fixated on the mission, so I honestly respected him. Maybe Okazaki also doubts if there's really any meaning to this mission. Was this the first time they worked together? Or did they work together before this? Because it kind of sounds like Yoshinari being like, I don't know, he's not really serious. I don't think he should be an SP. You should trust Okazaki at this point. Like, maybe you just met him. You know, I don't know. I don't remember. As a matter of fact, he was removed from frontline duty and was forced to do this mission under the guise of training me. And he's doing a stakeout without complaining one bit. I have a few things to learn from him. There you go, that's better. As I thought that, I saw someone go through the back alley of the agency. Wait! Wasn't Okazaki sleeping there? He was wearing his eye mask. And sleeping outside as per usual. What a weird skill to have. That's the thing that they never... I mean, I was thinking of that in Okazaki's route. They never once kind of... They just glossed over his sleeping... his ability to sleep anywhere. Or just the fact that he slept in weird places. They never did that in his route. Like, you know? Like, where you're just like, what are you doing? Why are you sleeping on the railing on the balcony? I guess they didn't really have time for it, but... You know, it's one of his personality quirks, and they just... forgot about it? Oh, crap. If they see me, I might get reported as a suspicious person. That's why I keep telling him to go home when he wants to sleep. Yeah, I understood that he didn't want to leave the scene, but I wished he'd also consider his junior officer was to clean up after him. I slid down the alley where I saw a woman calling out to Okazaki while he slept. Okazaki... she looked to be about her early 20s, She has long hair and big eyes. I mean, obviously it's me, and this is, like, from the first game. Gah, what a jerk, causing some cute girl to get worried about him. I was amazed by the way he could get by with such little sleep, but I really wish that he'd also have a little more common sense. I went to go talk to her before she called the cops. That guy doesn't wake up easily once he falls asleep. This might actually be exactly from the first game. I remember vaguely her talking to Okazaki once when he was sleeping, and I don't remember if Yoshinari came up or exactly what he said, but he'll definitely wake up if you do this. Setting aside the huge retribution I got after this was the true story of the encounter of me, Hideaki Yoshinari. Hideaki. I can't say his name right. I'm never going to be able to. Anyway, and Spacey Hoshino. So cute. Like how he's chronicling it. You know, he's writing it in his fucking diary. December 8th, 6:56 p.m. I made it sound so dramatic, but pretty much nothing happened after that. I still don't know her cell number. The goddess of fate did not smile on me. Thank you for reading. Hey, wait, it's not over yet. I was like, that's the shortest story ever. It's not like I was hoping for something to happen because she was a cute girl or anything. I mumbled that excuse to myself while I poked through the added data. Fate notwithstanding, I now had to figure out what the relationship between her and my surveillance targets was. I learned that Spacey Hoshino was an active duty police officer who's in constant contact with Yanagi. According to Okazaki, she was a person of interest. I saw her go inside the office again. I wonder what they're talking about. She's with the SRCPO and they have no jurisdiction. Should I climb the wall here? My hands were already on the wall, but the office was all the way up on the 5th floor. Yeah, no. I don't want people to think I was a suspicious character like Okazaki. Besides, I was pretty sure I'd be able to deduce what she was after. A girl that constantly visits an office with 4 guys. Mystery solved! She's obviously dating one of the 4. I was like, if he does not come up with this, I might fall off my bouncy ball, okay? It's not why, but obviously that's the first thing you think. Well, I mean, she keeps visiting and she's dating one of them. But if he came up with something else, she's obviously lost her cat. Oh my god, Yoshinari, what the fuck? He's like, you're supposed to be intelligent. But that didn't quite fit. And if she was talking about something she can't tell the police, must be something really involved. Even if my hunch was correct, I wonder who was most likely to be the one she was dating. It was time to bring out my trusty investigation memo that I'd taken the time to put together. I love his fucking doodles! Oh my god, I love them! I want them so bad in my life. I love his little sketches. They're fucking cute. Just took me off my... Hi, Gianagi. Mature. Looks good holding a cigarette. Keeps a lot of secrets. Super darling. Super darling. Yoshinari, you may be the weirdest fucking person. Amazing cook. Is hiding something. Investigation Section 1. Other work history unknown. Doesn't talk much, so is shrouded in mystery. I feel like this is Yoshinari's Why I Would Date Them book. Jesus. I took out the handbook from my pocket and flipped through it. First, the dad of the detective agency. Yanagi, okay. I'm not gonna lie, I'm glad there's a Yoshinari story in here because it's hilarious. Always calm, mature, and the leader of that motley crew of people. He looked cool when he smoked. Full disclosure, I used to smoke, but I quit when I decided to become an SP. But even if I did continue smoking, I don't think I'd look half as cool as Yanagi. I've heard that girls hate smokers, but Yanagi seems to be popular despite being one. He looked like a conservative guy, but he is good at doing household chores too. Is there anything this guy can't do? He pretty much wooed you. He's the definition of an eligible bachelor, and he stole the hearts of any woman he'd steal the hearts of any woman. Wait. He's the definition of an eligible bachelor, and he stole the hearts of any woman he'd meet. That's like 2 totally different tenses there, but okay. He was so perfect that it was possible that he seemed unapproachable to some. Some deemed him too picky, or said that he had too much self-control. In my opinion, he looked like he'd be a difficult partner to live with. Why I wouldn't date him. There you go. Neo Inamoto. I love it! I'm sorry, they're so cute. I can't help it. I'm gonna die. Mineo Enomoto, eye patch, late bloomer, Date Masamune, has his V card. But underneath card, there's cherries. Oh, God. This shouldn't be as funny as it is, but I might cry. Doesn't seem like a bad guy. Has the same smell. Surprisingly not an idiot. Occasionally forces laughter. Oh my god. I'm fucking dead. Out of the four, Mineo was probably the most friendly. We were only a year apart and we naturally got on a first-name basis. At first I thought he wore an eye patch because he'd gotten hurt when he was a cop. He's apparently just a fan of the samurai Masamune Date. Other people in the group seemed to handle him with kid gloves. I kind of understood how he felt. I thought delinquents were cool and rode around on motorcycles back in the day. There was a time when I thought playing the guitar would get me girls, so I tried to teach myself. When I saw Mineo, he kind of reminded me of my old self, and that kind of made me uncomfortable. While I felt happy when he called me a buddy, it also made me feel a bit sad. And despite appearances, I'd actually dated quite a few girls already. Though I got rejected quite a few times, too. But I thought our friendship would suffer if I told him, so I kept my dating history hidden for now. I know, it would be kind of sad. Wait, Yoshinari got a girlfriend, but Enomoto can't? That's so sad. Because Yoshinari's fucking crazy. I like how he crossed off Happy Sasazuka and made a grouchy one. These are the greatest. Catchphrase is idiot. Extremely smart. Strong IT skills. Don't make an enemy of him. Donuts. I just like donuts as its own fucking bullet point. Herbivore looks, but a carnivore. Demon hiding behind angelic smile. Why did he quit the police force? Demon hiding behind angelic smile. Which is funny. Because he barely ever smiles. This might be my favorite part of this game. I'm fucking gonna die. Guys, I might throw up. I don't know why it's so funny. It is, though. I'm gonna cry. I can't read anymore. My eyes are watering. Sasazuka looked like a herbivore. When I met him, I was totally taken off guard. I'm Takeru Sasazuka. Nice to meet you. That's what I figured he'd say. But in reality, what the hell are you doing? Get out of my way. I thought he was younger, but he's actually my age. He was an IT specialist and the police valued his skills highly. He quit only a few months under the job. Considering the timing, it likely had to do with the Shinjuku quarantine and the limited repeal of the Swords and Firearms Control Law. Maybe he started to distrust the police. I hope that didn't turn into outright antagonization. Oh, and he has a huge sweet tooth. If you hand him a donut, he'd be more than willing to chat with you. He was a big eater, and I wondered how he was able to store everything he ate in that tiny body. She's so fucking adorable. I need these in my life. I need these as like stickers or something. I just want to put them all over the place. Scary. Scary cat ears. Scary and scary cat ears. Enigma. Police officer. Probably? Maybe? Likes cats? Question mark. I love his little cat doodle too. Can't remember my name. Profiler. Why is he working with IG and Co despite being a cop? Straishi was a total mystery. Unlike the others, he wasn't cautious about us at all. It seemed like he teased us because it amused him. He also liked to appear behind me out of the blue. Due to my job, I needed to be wary about my surroundings. I thought he'd be doing desk work as part of forensics, but the way he moved told me that he did something else. He also seemed to really love cats. It's been said that animal lovers were all good people, but I still thought it was weird that he'd wear cat ears because he loved cats. But then again, it was rude to say that stuff about somebody's preferences. Unlike the others, he didn't come in and out of the office that often. It's so funny because he acts like such a fucking idiot, but he's actually smart. He's kind of fucking shady. Yeah, I mean... unlike the others, he didn't come in and out of the office that often. Okay, read that. Of everyone, he was probably the closest to Hoshino if you consider their departments. Even though I can't single out who Hoshino was closest to, they're all good-looking guys, so it'd be no surprise if any one of them pulled her. Wait, take that into consideration. Okazaki may have a terrible personality, but he's also good-looking too. What about me? Ah! strong demon. Anti-harassment. Weird food fanatic, workout fanatic, reliable in every aspect. I hate to admit it, but he's really cool. I admire him. What does it say? Sometimes wish he would be a bit nicer to me. Yoshinari's fucking adorable. Like 20 minutes and I haven't stopped laughing. Okazaki was very polite, and I thought he'd kindly teach me what it takes to be a respected member of the SP. But Okazaki's teaching style seemed to place far more emphasis on physical lessons instead of verbal ones. While we were doing on-the-job training, he never took it easy on me, which led to me being jumpy sometimes. After working with Okazaki, I think my dynamic has gotten much better. He's a tough teacher, but I've learned a lot. He sure loves weird foods, and he forced me to eat that natto milk bar the other day. I'll never forget the taste of that. I'll never forget the taste of that. Natto milk bar. According to Yoshinari, he thought that natto and milk would somehow work together, but the soy sauce flavor was far too strong, which did not mesh with the milk part of it. He later cried about how he just wants to have white rice and natto like a normal person. Maybe normal in Japan and normal in the West, bitch. That sounds terrifying. Natto sounds terrifying to begin with. From everything I've heard. I think I'd probably gag. Food texture is a huge thing, right? Hey Okazaki! Don't just pop out of nowhere! You're gonna give me a heart attack! And don't act that surprised. It's your own fault for not noticing me creeping up behind you. Wait. It's one thing if it's ordinary people, but you completely masked your presence when you snuck up behind me. Yeah. No excuses. Sorry. I tapped his hand around my neck a few times in surrender, and he let go quickly. You had a pretty serious look on your face while you were mumbling there. What's up? I was trying to deduce the relationship between Hoshino and the rest of the agency. Relationship? And knowing you were probably imagining whether she's dating any of them. Amazing! You're absolutely right! You're so predictable. It's not a bad idea to consider all possibilities, but why would you get me involved in that? I'm just considering all possibilities, like you said. I definitely wasn't going to tell him that I thought my senior officer was good-looking, but had a terrible personality. That's impossible. Assuming that I was in a relationship with her, since it would be related to work, I'd tell you. I guess that makes sense. We're only acquaintances. She's still pretty wary of me, as any smart person would be. Of course, any smart person would also be fucking wary of Sasazuka and Shiraishi, and then here's me leaping in their laps like, I love you, take me home with you! I'm just saying. But didn't she come to talk to you because she was worried about you? Maybe she's starting to open up for you. I think it was more that she sees me as someone who needs help. When she sees someone who needs help, she has to lend a hand. She's kind at heart. I know that for sure. It doesn't seem like she's plotting anything. And not yet, at least. He may look relaxed, but Okazaki was really rigid in some random ways. It's probably most accurate to say that he's the kind of person whose bad side you didn't want to be on. I was looking at him while thinking that, when he looked back at me suspiciously. What? Nothing. I was just thinking about how hungry I am because I missed lunch. That wasn't a lie. My stomach has been growling for a while. Yoshinari, you need to take things more seriously. Did you notice anything going on with the people in the office? Sasazuka walked out a little while earlier, but I'm guessing he just went home. I have someone else on him. Shiraishi didn't come into the office today. Right now, only Yanagi, Mineo, and Hoshino are in there. Uh-huh. This is the third day already. She seems to come every day. Yeah, maybe she's assisting them with their investigation. She's an active duty officer, but continues to ask for cooperation from Yanagi's group. Considering the fact that she won't tell me anything, it seems that it's more of a personal thing rather than a top-secret mission. But I doubt she'd ask Yanagi's group for help if it's something simple. That means there's a high possibility it's tied to the X-Day incidents. You have the duty to report every little detail, so don't take your eyes off them. Roger that. X-Day incidents. They're said to be the most heinous crime since the war. I didn't want to think that she had something to do with them. I must never forget to doubt. Judging risk factors is a part of our job. Kind people don't necessarily stay good people. No one truly knows what telltale signs appear, so even if our... Knows what telltale signs appear? So even if our job seems dull and drab, there's a reason for it. Oh, they came out. I looked up at the silhouette that passed by and whispered. Okazaki then approached Hoshino when she came down the steps. If you're going home, I'll walk you. It's dangerous here at night. Okazaki, I didn't see you here. Oh, did I surprise you? Sorry, I saw you while I was out here, so I couldn't help but call out to you. Yeah, they're under surveillance. You sure know how to smooth talk. Impressed by his moves, I nodded to Hoshino. Okazaki, you have work to do, don't you? Don't worry about that. Besides, Yoshinari's with me too. It's actually past the time where we should be rotating in people, but I'm sure he's trying to investigate her. I guess I should leave that to him. Hoshino, Adonis has caused a lot of incidents around here recently. It's better for Okazaki to be with you just in case anything happens. He's really strong. Thank you for your concern, but... Hoshino's gaze started to wander as she noticed something behind us. I followed her line of sight and saw Yanagi and Mineo coming down the steps. Those two are going out too? Now that I think about it, there was that burn victim today. Yanagi often visited Adonis' crime scenes. I learned that by staking him out. He was definitely heading to the park where the incident happened. It's funny because it's like, she doesn't... At this point, it was she doesn't know that Okazaki and Yoshinari know that she's a cop. They know, but she doesn't know they know, right? She's just someone who showed up because she's not supposed to be wearing her cop uniform, even though she always is. And Yanagi's group, everybody know, they're like, yeah, no, Okazaki, they're protecting us. And they got like the air quotes around it. And they're like, they know that everybody's out there. We know they're out there, but we don't know they know we're a cop. I think that's where we are at this point. So anyway, he was definitely heading to the park where the incident happened. Okazaki and Yoshinari, what are you two doing? What are you two doing to Hoshino? You got it all wrong, but we thought it'd be dangerous for Hoshino to be out alone, so Okazaki offered to walk her back. What? Having Okazaki walk her is even more dangerous. He might jump her. Only you would. The funny thing is you see fucking Enomoto, and there's nothing wrong with him. He's fun. You take that eye patch off, and he's like 10 times better looking. I don't know what it is. Like in that one thing, you didn't have the eye patch on, and you're like, oh my god, hi, what the fuck? Where have you been the whole game? Like, I don't dislike Enomoto at all, but I think he'd be hotter with... He actually looks fine. It's his goofy personality. You're like, you just have a really, like, your sprite's fine. There's a sex appeal about you, I'm not gonna lie. And then you get your weird-ass personality, and you're like, oh god, sit down. It's not that I don't like him, but he's that super eager beaver. He's the impy character. That's why he's got the impy voice. You know what I mean? Like, super eager. Oh my god, I'm in love with you. And it's like, I'm gonna need you to simmer down and stop dry humping my leg, okay? Like, it's adorable and it's cute, but it's not my type. But you take that eye patch off and you might become a little bit more my type. I'm just saying. Anyway. Oh, I think I know what you mean. Yoshinari. You wouldn't do that. Please, it was a joke. I'll just make sure to remember that. He flashed a big smile, which gave me the chills. Okazaki maintained a smile while slowly turning to face Yanagi. So where are you two guys going this late? Out for dinner? It's none of your concern. Of course he would respond that way. I heaved a sigh at this all too predictable outcome. They know we're gonna follow them. Okazaki? Okazaki was thinking of something, but then he turned to whisper in my ear when the other three weren't paying attention. Yoshinari, you go and tell the girl. Huh? You're gonna give me your girl? That's so... Ow! He almost tore my ear off! It's work. They're wary of me, but you might get different results. So it's a gambit, eh? This guy's always planning for everything. He wanted me to investigate her from a different angle. Kinda hurts my conscience, but this is work. Even if I was trying to steal her heart, if she was on her guard around me, it was pointless. I had to get closer to her first. Look, he's already like fucking phantom thiefing it up. I'm gonna steal your heart. You could try. He's probably gonna win in this one because it's his route, so. I think I need to go. Here. I'll walk you home instead of Okazaki. Huh? Yoshinari, you better not be plotting anything. Mineo, what kind of man would send a woman to walk home in the city with the city like this? Alone, sorry. Ugh. A real man would walk her, I know. Precisely. Yoshinari. Oh, Yanagi, are you doubting me too? Look how clear and pure these eyes are. Do I look like a guy who'd plot anything? I love that there was the sparkle sound effects. That was fucking great. There it is again. He's got sparkles in his eyes. Whatever. Do what you want. Just don't cause any trouble for Hoshino. Yeah. Now that permission had been granted, I turned to Hoshino again. You can depend on me for nighttime security while you walk home. All right. Thank you. And that was how Hoshino and I happened to get alone time with each other for the first time. He did walk us home one night, I do remember that. I thought that we'd continue talking and grow closer over time. I really thought that would happen. The end. Aw. 12/8, 7:28 p.m. But I got pure silence instead. Reality isn't so kind. Hoshino was totally wary of me. She's put up a barrier that was too powerful for me to even make one step of progress forward. Hoshino was rather uptight, probably because she felt guilty about having to keep something from the police. But it seemed more excessive than just that. Not only did she seem distrustful of us, she also looked like something was deeply troubling her, almost to the point of causing physical pain. I didn't know how to say clever and considerate things like Okazaki, but I always end up getting friend-zoned. Huh? I blurted that out loud, unprompted by anything, and Hoshino gave me a blank stare. She must have wondered what the hell I was saying, but that was the perfect opening. And there's this girl I like, someone I'd like to get close to, you know? But most of the time they only treat me as a friend. I know that there was a time, maybe even several, where he did walk us home instead of Okazaki. But I don't remember if it was this early. I swear he did. Maybe I'm just imagining it, but I don't remember if this was a conversation that actually happened, you know? Even when I do get a girl to date me, they say they get bored of me and they want more excitement in their lives. Oh, you pathetic thing. He's such a sad sack. He really is. I'm actually, okay, it is still weird. I'm still like, I don't know why they would pick Yoshinari to be like, here, have kind of a route with him. You're like, why? But at the same time, that's exactly why. Because you're like, why? Oh, yeah, because we're just like, you know, Yoshinari's fine, but like, why would I romance him? He's so fucking funny and so sad. So it's so entertaining, and I think you're gonna find I feel like I'm gonna end up with like a newfound respect for Yoshinari instead of being like, you're a fun side character, but you're just a side character and like whatever. It's gonna be like, no, I love you. Fucking great. He probably deserves to have us love him, the poor fucking thing, after saying shit like this. You don't say. I have no idea what Okazaki's thinking, but he's more popular with the ladies. Isn't that unfair? Yeah, you're right. The people at the detective agency are all unique, but they've also got something that attracts women. Don't you agree, Hoshino? Well, I do agree that they're all unique. Everyone in this fucking game is unique, and there's quotes around unique, by the way. I'm fucking crazy. What about that Shiraishi character? What's the deal with those cat ears? First time I saw him, I couldn't stop staring. Oh, I agree. That part was surprising. Like how shady everything. Yeah, they're unique. That was surprising. It's so funny, the underlying shit you're throwing out here. Did you do a double take? Maybe a little. See? That's normal. There's no way that you'd guess that he was on the police force. No matter how many times I correct him, he calls me football sushi. Football sushi. This is what Shiraishi calls Yoshinari. Shiraishi doesn't bother learning anyone's name, even less so for Yoshinari, whose existence he can barely be bothered to remember. I feel like that speaks more about Yoshinari than it does Shiraishi. Really. Oh god. He feels the name is apt, so he continues to use it, which is actually relatively friendly for Shiraishi. Oh, speaking of which,
Shiraishi's never called me by my name. Yeah, Mineo told me that Shiraishi doesn't bother remembering things that he doesn't think are necessary. It's very Sherlockian of him, and that's why I love him a little bit, I think. Back when he first met Mineo, he called him Enoki or something. Enoki? Like the mushroom? I'm doubtful if there will ever come a day when he'll call me Yoshinari. Cheer up. He started calling Enomoto by his actual name recently, so maybe there's still a chance. I guess so. We only met last month after all. I've only known him for 6 years. Yeah, he doesn't even bother to call me by a wrong name. I think one of these days he'll call you dried potato or something. Potato? Are all his names related to food? How about dried persimmon then? Oh, that's a food too. She laughed. I loudly cheered my achievement in my mind. Seems like I managed to break through her shell and got a peek at what she was really like. I felt a great sense of accomplishment. So about that natto milk bar. It smells funky and it tastes absolutely weird too. Sounds healthy, but the combination does seem a bit weird. I know, right? I consider that to be somewhat edible. However, the durian shake from the other day? Oh god. Oh, whoops. I hit the wrong button. Durian shake! A seasonal product from a certain convenience store. Kei Okazaki asked Yoshinari to buy it on a whim. After sniffing it, he said he'd need a sense of smell while he was on duty, so they shouldn't have it then. After work, they both tried it at Yoshinari's place and then had to fight off the urge to puke. Yoshinari's house smelled like durian for the rest of the week. I've never had durian, but like everybody like says like how disgusting it smells. But like people like the taste, so I just can't imagine something that smells fucking terrible tasting good. Your sense and taste are tied together. Your sense and taste, your senses of smell and taste are tied. So how could you be like, oh, it smells like ass? It tastes delicious though. I don't understand. So I just don't get it, and I don't want to ever get it. I don't want to know what durian smells like. I've heard lots of things about it. That's as close as I want to get to that shit. Oh, I'm sorry, Yoshinari. This is my home. Hoshino had stopped in her tracks, and I looked up at the apartment building. Man, time just flew by when I was talking to her on the way home. She didn't just brush me off. She actually listened to what I had to say and made conversation. It's told me that she wasn't a bad person. Sorry for blabbing on and on. I hope I didn't trouble you. No, it's quite all right. She declared that with a smile. It was fun talking to you, Yoshinari. The walk home felt faster than usual today. It's probably because I was running, but I'm just kidding. Seriously? That's great. I worried that maybe I was annoying you. Whoops! Sorry for stopping you. Anyway, good night. Yeah, thanks for walking me. Good night. Suddenly my stomach growled loudly. In reaction, I quickly pressed my stomach and timidly looked up at Hoshino. Our blank stares met. Of all the times, why would you growl right now? Oh, is it because we were talking about food? Ugh, because my shift was almost up. I came to the sudden realization that it had been a long time since my last meal. SPs are forbidden from eating unnecessarily. We're even more limited when it comes to water. When we're on a mission, we're basically eating for subsistence. That's so sad. It's like, you can't drink on the job. That's dangerous and unhealthy. In other words, this was out of my control. Still, my mission right now wasn't VIP escorting. I didn't really have an excuse. Don't worry. My stomach was growling at inopportune moments much more often these days. I can't afford to embarrass myself right now. I need to get out of here. Like, it's so funny that his stomach growls and he's like, oh my god, so embarrassed by it. It's like, sorry. Like, I'm hungry. Like, you can't help it. Like, ugh. Kazuki. Kazuki? I looked behind me and saw a young boy with a guitar in his back scowling at me. His round eyes kind of reminded me of Hoshino. Welcome home. I'll make dinner right away. The boy called Kazuki glanced at Hoshino and quickly looked away. Wow, ignoring her, huh? That's not a good sign. Hoshino? Who's he? Oh, that's my brother Kazuki. Kazuki, this is Hideaki Yoshinari. He works as an SP. I'm probably saying his name wrong, but I'm sorry, I can't do it. Huh? I didn't ask. When he finally opened his mouth, it was to deliver a rude, stinging remark. That's right, this is when Kazuki was being a douchehole. Do these two siblings not get along? Or is this because I'm here? I didn't understand, but I was about to get going anyway. I should take this opportunity to... Hey, you idiot! I was about to vanish, but my stomach growled again just to make its presence known again. Oh. Oh no, Yoshinari did say that. Okay, I was like, it's a loud stomach you got. Don't mind me. I gotta get back to work, so I'll get going. At least that's what I was about to say when my vision went blurry. Huh? I felt woozy and collapsed on the spot. I don't remember this, if this happened in the original game. Yoshinari, are you alright? Yeah, I'm totally fine. You don't look fine. Your face is completely pale. Just leave things to me and go. Leave what to you? Can't just abandon you here. Oh, this kid's kinder than he seemed. I thought he was cold-hearted, but now my impression of him improved slightly. Don't worry about me. I can just slowly make my way to the convenience store. If you're hungry, why don't you eat something with us? Yeah, you walked me back too. Making dinner for 3 instead of 2 doesn't take much more work. I really can't. I feel bad. This was all because I couldn't manage myself. In all honesty, it was a huge screw-up. I never thought I'd be able to move because I skipped out on food. I got chills thinking about what would happen if this happened during an actual mission. Gah. Oh, gah, shut up. I'll help you up, so stand up. Kazuki repositioned his guitar and then crouched to help me up. Kazuki, thank you. It's nothing. Just don't want him to collapse here. I'm so sorry. While Hoshino was cooking, they moved me to Kazuki's room so I could rest. I botched the primary SP directive. If this was a VIP escort mission, this would be a fatal blunder. When I took that into account, I guess a part of me wasn't serious about this mission. Unlike VIP escort, I was mainly doing surveillance, so as long as the situation wasn't dangerous, I'd be snacking, and there were no food restrictions. Maybe that lack of discipline had weakened my body and mind. I'm so pitiful as an SP. If Okazaki ever found out about this, he'd kill me. My knees started shaking when I heard a tiny snicker. Sorry, thought that because you were an SP, you'd be more serious and uptight about your job. You act way differently from the ones in dramas. Wait, no, I'm totally that way during my normal job. This is a special case. I just happen to be hungry. You know that cartoon superhero can't use his full strength once his face gets dirty? It's the same as that. How the heck am I supposed to respond to that? You know, Yoshinari, you're kind of a lovable idiot. Even her bitchy brother is like, kind of a lovable idiot. Our salty-ass brother is like smirking at you. It's fucking great. I love it. I don't know if I should be happy about that. No, sorry if I'm being overly informal. I know we just met. Also, sorry for acting weird earlier. That's totally fine. You don't have to worry about any of it at all. He suddenly apologized, which made me feel guilty, so I frantically started waving my hands. I thought he was a bit cold-hearted, but he was apparently more normal than I thought. I might speak too politely out of habit. You can feel free to speak however you want, Kazuki. Really? And don't mind if I do. I wasn't really expecting that I'd be meeting Hoshino's brother today, and I never would have expected it to happen like this. I didn't plan this, but I also managed to gain entrance into Hoshino's residence, too. So Hoshino lives with her brother, Kazuki. I glanced around the room and saw the rack of CDs. Oh, Kazuki! You listen to Snowbound Land, too? Snowbound Land, an overseas heavy metal band that was a worldwide sensation for a hot minute. They had a high soprano vocalist mixed with guttural death metal growls by the female lead. During a concert, they typically have a band member shatter the mirror, which transitioned to the death metal growls. At the end of each concert, the members would clean up the shattered glass before doing an encore. That is the most random fucking thing. Yoshinari, you've heard of them? Yeah, their album is basically a symbol of my entire youth. Man, this really takes me back. For a while, I started playing the guitar because I wanted to get popular with the girls. I used to do covers of their stuff. Your motives are so impure. Don't say that. I was at the age when I was hung on getting attention from the ladies. I quit playing, but I still think guitars are pretty cool. I saw the power of the guitar in person at an outdoor festival performance and started myself. Oh, I used to go to those a lot. I love the rush when the sound just hits your heart directly, like you're thrown into a vortex of sound. I love these fucking nerds right now. Yeah, I'd never heard a live performance before that day, so I wasn't really too focused on any of the sounds. It's not just the songs. The sound definitely has its own unique charms. I was shocked at that. Kazuki's eyes were glittering while he talked about it. He must really love music. Since you had your guitar with you, I assume that you practiced somewhere else? Something like that. There were some people who asked me to join their band. We're doing a concert next week. That sounds great! I bet Hoshino's excited to get to go to her brother's. She doesn't know about it. She probably doesn't care about my music. Just keep this between me and you. The relaxed tone of the conversation suddenly got frosty once I mentioned Hoshino. I've been wondering this, but do you and your sister not get along? It wasn't always this way. But you can obviously see how we are now. I only live with her because that was the only way my parents would let me go to school in Tokyo. I see. I listened to Kazuki and tried to think about what I'd learned about those two earlier. From what Hoshino said, she always cooked for Kazuki. And besides... Kazuki, thank you. She wouldn't thank him like that if she genuinely hated him. Even if they lived together, if they were hostile towards each other, they wouldn't interact like that. And there was a chance that Kazuki's built up some kind of one-sided animosity, but I didn't think it was something that simple. They weren't always like this, so something must have happened. We only talked a little, but Kazuki helped me when I was starving. He could have simply walked away without caring. He must be a kind guy deep down, and his passion for music is definitely real. It didn't make sense to me that Hoshino would dismiss his efforts if he was that serious. And they were still living together, so there had to be some possibility they'd patch things up. No, there could be things that can't be discussed precisely because they were family. Thinking about my own past hurt my own heart. I was about Kazuki's age when I found out that you can't always count on family. Oh my god, he's gonna have a tragic backstory! And then we're gonna be like, you poor simple thing! Even though they're family, they can turn into strangers at the drop of a hat. But is that what these two really want? Dinner was soon ready after that, so Kazuki and I both went to the living room. Wow, chop suey! I made a lot, so please help yourself to seconds if you want. Thank you! Don't mind if I do! I clapped my hands together with chopsticks in hand and quickly proceeded to eat. Mmm! I felt a shock in my mouth. Yoshinari? This is delicious! It's amazing, Hoshino! Thank goodness. You can eat slower. Sure. Wow, this is seriously amazing. And it's not cold. What kind of reaction is that? Yoshinari has to be outside a lot due to his work. He eats convenience store meals a lot. That's right. I usually eat stuff that's quick and easy to eat on the go, but I've been craving home cooking like this for ages. Wow, this Chinese soup hits the spot. Hey, Kazuki, if you're not eating that quail egg, can I have it? No way. I was saving it for last. Yoshinari, do you like quail eggs too? Yeah, I rarely get to eat any, so it just feels special, you know? I think I understand. Would you like mine? Huh? Are you sure? Wow, I'm in heaven here. It's so different from my usual hell. Hell? Is being an SP that tough? It is, but it's more like my boss. He tells me to do things that are humanely impossible and tells me that it's part of my training. Sometimes he punches me. Sometimes he kicks me. Other times he steps on me. I love Yoshinari's fucking face right now. He's fucking brown and the one squinted eye, like his eye is twitching. This poor fucking thing. I have a newfound appreciation for Yoshinari after this. Just trying to keep up with him is exhausting because he's freakishly strong. He has no idea how to go easy on someone. Also, he loves weird food, and he always makes me eat it first to test it. And by makes me, I mean he shoves it into my mouth. Isn't that a problem? It's like workplace harassment, right? I think that's Okazaki's way of communicating with you. At the very least, I want to eat good food. You sound so desperate. Why don't you request a transfer? I don't know about. Well, about that, Despite everything I said, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. In the beginning, I wished I had a nicer boss and everything. But I respect Okazaki as an SP officer. He's so strong already, but he never skips out on training. He's never satisfied with the status quo. If it comes down to it, we have to take a bullet for the VIP we're protecting. We're all told it's part of the job, but it's tough to keep that mindset, you know? That guy never hesitates. If that's the example he's setting, I can endure some unreasonableness. I know I'll never be like that, but I respect his stoicness. Yoshinari... Oh, and thanks to him training me, I do have to admit that I've grown much stronger. Then you two do get along. He must be an amazing guy despite his personality. Meeting Okazaki really allowed Yoshinari to learn a lot. And it's so funny, but then Kazuki hates fucking Okazaki. He's like, you. Hey, Yoshinari, let's go hang out and be buddies. Okay, and then he's like, oh, yeah, Okazaki's here, whatever. Like, he doesn't particularly care that much for Okazaki, which is funny. And right now, he's like, oh, it sounds like your friends. Like, till he meets him, and then he's like, you. I wonder if Kazuki not liking Okazaki is because he loves Yoshinari. He's like, you're a lovable idiot. I'm going to protect you even though you're like twice my age. You're several years older than me, but you need protecting, and I'll beat Okazaki up. And like, looks like I gave a little speech. Please keep that a secret. I know Okazaki will tease me about it if he ever finds out. I understand. I won't tell anyone. Thank you. Kazuki, what's wrong? You're just holding your chopsticks there in a daze. I called out to Kazuki. There's someone that I was also influenced by. I was just thinking of him. Akito? Hoshino looked at Kazuki and then quickly looked down. She must have thought this was something that she shouldn't be hearing. Even though they eat together, there's definitely a rift between the two of them. They can be in the same space without causing a commotion, so they don't hate each other. Well, this really wasn't something that I should get involved with. My purpose for being here was just to extract information from Hoshino. There was nothing wrong with ignoring Kazuki. I know I wasn't in any position to be saying that. I struggled internally, but hunger won out. I had a few more helpings and regained my energy. Why does he look so sad and angry? He's got his angry face on. I love his angry face. It's adorable. I don't know how to thank you. I'll repay you for this someday. This feels kind of like Taro Urashima? Saving the turtle in the fairy tale. Please don't worry about it, Yoshinari. We always have to help each other. Hey! No! We don't scream. Stop. And that's what Hoshino said, but I really can't keep relying on her. You can count on me whenever you're in need. I'll repay you back by putting my life on the line. The siblings stood next to each other while seeing me off, and something about that felt weird. I expressed my sincerest gratitude to them once again before leaving. December 9th, 7:58 p.m. Yoshinari, I can swap with you. Go take a break. Got it. There were no big movements at the detective agency today, so after I did a little briefing, I started wandering around. Considering the shift schedules, I don't have time to go home. Maybe I should just go to a capsule hotel. Well, I thought that, my cell chimed. It's Okazaki? I wonder if something happened. I take out my cell and look at the screen. I'm doing my band practice right now. You want to come watch? It was a text from Kazuki. Oh yeah, we exchanged numbers. It happened that time I went to Hoshino's place and ate dinner. I asked him to let me hear him play his guitar, and he said, maybe next time. I thought he was just being polite. I never expected him to actually contact me. Kazuki's a good kid. He's actually polite once you talk to him, and he keeps his promises. Sure thing! Where do I go? I touched a map. Tell me when you get there. I opened the map to confirm the location. Concert hall. Wow, this is more legit than I realized. Maybe high school kids all want to be pros. By the way, did you tell Hoshino you're going out or where you are? Huh? I don't need to tell her. I'm not a kid anymore. Nah, you're still a kid, kiddo. I headed to the concert house while sighing at his response. It wasn't that late yet, but Shinjuku was anything but normal right now. This was a really bad time to go running off without telling your family where you were. Then again, when I was his age, if you would have told me the same thing, I'd have thought you were just being annoying. I chuckled to myself at the image of my younger self overlapping Kazuki. Because I had first-hand experience with the type of situation, I can't help but be nosy. But that knowledge meant that I also knew how annoying it would be for some third party to butt in and start lecturing. Family. I mumbled to myself while looking into the night sky. That bitter memory I had put a lid on burst back out again. I was a rough kid from middle to high school. Calling me a delinquent would be an understatement. I did all kinds of bad stuff. The only reason I managed to become a police officer was because I didn't have an arrest record. If I grew up in the internet age, I'd have gotten popped for all sorts of things. At the time, my parents didn't care that I was a delinquent. I was what you called a neglected child ever since I was young. I didn't have any memories of them ever caring for me. Oh my god! You're like, he's a delinquent kid. You're like, of course, one of them has to be. And then you're like, my parents never loved me. Oh, you poor little cinnamon roll. He's like, okay, he's more like a squishy bun. Like he's just, not everyone can be a cinnamon bun, but he's just a poor little, you're just a squishy little roll. You poor squishy roll. Our family was poor, so I'm sure they were just worried about other things. But to have that amount of neglect chalked up to apathy was painting them too kindly. Just die where you won't cause trouble. They told me that in the past. Oh, oh God, my chest aches. I didn't expect much from me parents. I didn't expect much from me parents, so the words didn't really affect me at all. Look, if you're gonna fucking throw a line in like that. Well, once I started middle school, I stopped going home. I had an extreme hatred for family and discarded mine, thinking I didn't need it. But there was one thing that I was grateful to my parents for. No matter how poor we were, they never committed a crime. If my parents had been ex-cons, my career as a police officer would have never started. After I became a cop, I went to my parents to have a formal talk with them. I apologized for all the trouble I caused and wanted to make up, but instead they just disowned me on the spot. I'm sure they never really wanted me in the first place. That is even worse! He's like, I was a bad kid and they hated me. They didn't really love me, but I went back when I was a cop to apologize and they were like, get the fuck out, we disown you. You disowned him as an adult! You're horrible people! Oh my god. Oh, I'm sure they never really wanted me in the first place. Oh, to be fair to them, some of the things I'd done were serious enough for me to be disowned. I contributed nothing but worry when my family was desperately poor. I'm sure I caused my family quite a lot of pain. Maybe if they'd actually loved you and not just treated you like a burden, you wouldn't have been such a fucking delinquent. I still sent them money out of obligation, but we didn't speak at all. I hated the past version of myself. The reason I wanted to become an SP was to show up my parents. I assumed they'd see me differently once the kid they tossed aside had become an upstanding man in an elite force who protected others. I wouldn't send them money. You disowned me. You get nothing. You stole fizzy lifting drink. You get nothing. But the results were the same. My stubbornness and rebellious nature led me to crash and burn again, and I gave up on ever expecting anything from them. He needs a hug. We need to hold him. God. I didn't know anything about family bonds, so who the hell was I to say anything about someone else's family being dysfunctional? I just met Hoshino and Kazuki recently, so I really didn't know their circumstances. If I inserted myself in their situation, it might just be out of my own self-interest. I knew that full well. But, yeah, it's not like me to get stuck mulling things over like this. I slapped both of my cheeks to rile myself up. I'm not going to worry about being nosy. I can't get it out of my mind. Maybe Okazaki had taught me to be this direct. Maybe I was always like this. Maybe it was both. But with that in mind, I felt like I had an epiphany and just continued on to the concert venue, following the map. I contacted Kazuki and I was let in. I watched them practice for a while and I was impressed by how good Kazuki was. At some point, he introduced me to the band members. Okay, why don't we get Nishiki route? Because I would love to, like, have a little... Ah, there's Akita, a precious little baby, I love you! We're never going to get Akita route because it'd be really weird for us to be older and, like, date a teenager because that's just creepy. But I love Akito to death, okay? He's my precious. But he and Kazuki are in a little relationship whether they like it or not. And we get a route with the two of them, so that's lovely. And if you're going to try to tell me it's not romancy, I'm going to read fucking bromance into that shit. It's going to get gayer than anything. It's gonna get gay, because that's what we do here. But, like, why didn't we get an Ishiki route? Come on. That would have been interesting. I want a side route where we're like, screw everybody else and dating this hot rock star. Look at him, he's beautiful. Anyway. Ishiki of Gaimu? Is that what it is? Are you that super great lead vocalist? You're him in the flesh! Yoshinari, calm down. You're freaking Ishiki out a little. No, I won't calm down. I thought when you said you were practicing with your band, I thought it was like an amateur hour at your school or something. I had no idea that you were on this level. Kazuki, this is amazing. The Ishiki has acknowledged your talent. Kazuki, he's funny. Yeah, he's not a bad person, but he's kind of excitable. I forgot Akito's voice. I really did. Like, I know Akito has to have a sweet little voice. He's so precious. I love him. I just want to hold him. Just want to hold him so tight. It's okay, baby. We'll save you. Don't do anything bad. Akito hurts my soul. It does. You know what it is? Akito is just like, he's my Toa in this game, okay? He is. It's the purple hair and the glasses. Like, you can't give him purple hair and glasses without me feeling a little heartbroken over them. I don't know. Anyway. Hey, Yoshinari's right. This is pretty amazing. You might not realize how incredible this moment is, Kazuki. Kazuki introduced me to a super famous musician named Yasuhiro Ishiki. His classmate Akito Sarah was big into music composition. I was hearing it in bits and pieces, but it's definitely a killer tune. Sarah, you're amazing for being able to make that. You're all music industry diamonds in the rough right now. Again, because I feel like Ishiki and Akito are going to have the same voice right now. Anyway, yes, I can sense the potential both of them have. They're great motivators for me. I still have so much to work on. Oh, no, that's Kazuki. I was like, wait a minute. I don't like it because they're all side characters, so they don't have colors, so I don't know who's speaking. Like, I just see I start reading, and I see the name out of the top of my field of vision, but it doesn't, I'm used to looking for a color to know who's talking, and they don't have colors, so. Anyway, I still have so much to work on. There's not a lot of time left until the concert. I'm gonna get back to practicing. Kazuki returned to the stage with some pep in his step. I took another look at him practicing inside. Kazuki, you really are serious about this. I felt ashamed for thinking that it was just some student club or hobby for him. His single-mindedness pursuit of his dream was something I didn't have. That was what I honestly felt. I hoped that he'd achieve his dream. I felt similarly when I watched Okazaki from the background. Yoshinari, is something on your mind? I just gotta try to sort of differ. I know he didn't, but I feel like him and Akito have the same voice now, and I don't know what happened, but I don't remember. Whoa! We just met and you're already so observant. Maybe you're from another dimension, Ishiki. I know we're over time, but... Yeah, well... He totally brushed that off. I realize you can't gloss over anything with him. He's so gorgeous. We need to date this man. I want to date this man. Besides, this guy was someone close to Kazuki. His help was probably going to be much more useful than what a third party like me could offer. I might be sticking my nose in where it doesn't belong, but Kazuki keeps his practice a secret from his sister. Even though school's temporarily closed, I'm sure his sister would be worried if he's always going out. At this rate, I'm worried that they're going to have a clash at some point. If the rift between family got deeper, it might make Kazuki start to regret his musical dreams. After I saw how serious he was about his music, I thought it'd be best for him to resolve the issues he and his sister have. I laid out my thoughts, and as I was, I noticed Sarah start to frown. Yeah, I'm worried about that too. I keep urging him to say something to her, but he just refuses to. He stubbornly says that she'll never understand. Part of me understands that. I never met his big sister, but from what Akito tells me, I think the situation would change drastically if Kazuki takes one more step forward. I nodded deeply at Ishiki's words. I felt relieved in knowing I wasn't the only one thinking this. I met with his sister, but I still don't think we should just tell her. But it feels like a waste that she's not able to see Kazuki work this hard at something. Music is something that's better expressed through experience than it is through words. I think you're right, Yoshinari. We should respect Kazuki's wishes, but we also can't leave things as they are. Kazuki sure is stubborn. If we were to do anything, it'd have to be with the sister. How about inviting her to the concert without telling her the details? I see, so he wouldn't actually be telling her that he's playing music. It's kind of forced, but I felt that this situation required a bit of force. It was reassuring that Ashiki was the one who suggested it, since he knew Kazuki well. Yeah, but it'd be difficult to bring her here without explaining anything. Don't worry, you can leave that to me. Okay, now I'm a bit worried. Huh? Why? I'll bring her here even if I have to get on all fours and beg her. I slammed my fist on my chest proudly, but the two of them still looked worried. If you get on all fours, wouldn't that make it look really serious? Then how about this? We kept devising plans to get Hoshino to come to the concert. I looked at a clock and noticed that we'd spent a lot of time discussing this. Whoa, look at the time. I need to walk Kazuki home. I peeked at the stage, but Kazuki was already gone. Yoshinari, Kazuki's outside. Huh? Did he go home already? No, I asked a kid who was also practicing, and it seems like Kazuki's gotten a visitor. I'm sure he's somewhere around here. I'll go look for him. Wait, I'll come with!
Is it Hana?
We were about to split up outside, but we quickly caught sight of a familiar backside.
Don't make me repeat myself. Why would you stalk me?
I'm sorry I came without telling you, but the city's not safe with the X-Day incidents going on. I've just been worried sick.
I felt reassured by that worried voice. I thought it was Hana. I miss her.
Hana's gonna fucking kill you!
It was Hoshino standing across from Kazuki. I probably should have stopped there, but... This is horrible timing. From their conversation, Hoshino apparently secretly followed Kazuki because she was worried. And Yunagi's here too. Oh yeah, I remember this. I don't remember Yoshinari being here, but I remember this part. I saw Yunagi a little distance away. I'm sure Hoshino asked him to come. We were trying to build a plan so they wouldn't clash like this.
That's Kazuki's sister, right?
I nodded in response to Ishiki's whispered question. When I've seen them, they never really got along, but they never screamed at each other like that.
They're both on edge. We need to calm them down.
Yeah, I know. If I tried to say anything, it'd have the opposite effect. I needed to deflect his anger away from Hoshino. Kazuki! Kazuki heard his name and turned around. I had a running start and tackled him. Whoa! I pulled up, but it was still enough to knock Kazuki off balance. What the hell? It's dangerous! Sorry, but this is your fault, too. You just disappeared, so I thought you left me behind. Think about the way a dog finds his master. You know how happy they look? A dog? Kazuki stared blankly, but then he suddenly burst out laughing. I kind of thought to myself that you reminded me of a dog, Yoshinari, but you really just went and said it yourself? Ha ha! I succeeded in diffusing the situation a bit, but it came with a huge loss of my own dignity. Kazuki immediately stopped laughing. He looked awkward as Shiki put his hand on his shoulders. I won't force you to talk about it, but don't take out your anger on your sister. If you need some time to think about things, you can wrap it up for today. No, I want to keep at it. All right, you're Kazuki's sister, right? Yes? I'll take full responsibility for him and I'll excuse myself for today. I understand. Kazuki and Ishiki returned to the concert hall together, which left me behind. Yoshinari, what are you doing here? Well, Kazuki invited me here. It was going to be tough to explain this without revealing everything. But explaining the circumstances wasn't going to solve anything. We were way over, I'm sorry, but it's just like it's not a good time to stop anywhere. I know you might feel confused because you don't know the situation, and I can't blame you. But could you please just have a bit of faith in Kazuki and wait just a little longer? Kazuki seems to have opened up to you, Yoshinari. Yesterday when I was making dinner, he was talking so happily. I feel jealous. He can't be that happy when he's talking to me. She must have been shocked at him yelling at her. Oh, Shino's expression was real gloomy. I don't remember if Yoshinari was here or not, but... I feel like it'd be weird if they wrote him into a scene that he wasn't originally in. To go to the... You know what I mean? But maybe they did, because I don't really remember the first game. Someone let me know.
You should never deny that you care about Kazuki. I laughed a little at Hoshino widening her eyes. I caused a lot of trouble to my family, so I'm really in no place to say anything, though. But when you talk down to someone like you're an authority figure, sometimes their reaction is to rebel. But getting angry or worried also proves that you care. I'm sure a part of him is happy about that in some small way. I think he's just a little spoiled by your kindness, but Kazuki should know that. Unfortunately, a part of him can't admit it. Adolescents are difficult like that. Kazuki has something important going on that he has to prioritize above everything else right now. He doesn't have the time to care about other things. So please, just watch over him a little longer. There's nothing strange about worrying over family. Having someone that cares, no matter what form that care takes, can be extremely important. I strung together those words and thoughts in a mad attempt to cheer her up. Hoshino then nodded. I knew I wasn't in any position to say this, but the fact that both parties in this dispute weren't apathetic was extremely important. Even if he found it annoying, even if he cried inside because he didn't get why you just didn't understand, the strength of the emotions they each felt towards the other would... Right. I shouldn't be so negative just because he pushed back a little. Yeah, it'll be fine. Let's just take things one step at a time. Yoshinari, I think this might be considered fate in some ways. Just know that I care about Kazuki too. Thank you. I know you're also very busy with your job. I really am sorry for all this. Not at all. Hoshino, you helped me out a lot before. This is nothing, so don't even worry about it. What I did was really nothing. Besides, thanks to you being there, Yoshinari, everything was more lively and fun than usual. Hoshino's such a good person. She's just so pure and kind-hearted. I wanted to help her. My reason for that was simple. I wanted someone like this to get rewarded. Hey, this is a great time to invite Hoshino. Are you free in the evening the day after tomorrow? Huh? I'm on duty during the day, but I think I have that night free. Hoshino looked surprised, but I continued to look straight into her eyes. In that case, please let me borrow a bit of your time. Huh? That evening, the day after tomorrow, I want you to spend it with me. I said it seriously to indicate how serious I was, but after I heard myself speak, I realized that I'd made a poor choice of words. Wait, no, I didn't mean anything weird by it. I just have this really deep reason behind it. I can't tell you the details, but there's somewhere I really want to take you, Hoshino. I tried to invite her without raising suspicions, but I'm pretty sure that I failed that miserably. Now she was probably leery of me. The day after tomorrow, right? Well, I don't have any plans right now, so I can keep it open. Huh? You sure? My request totally sounded suspicious, didn't it? I once again proceeded to metaphorically shoot my own foot. I was pretty sure I had reached peak suspiciousness, but Hoshino shook her head. You seem to have a reason for it. Also, the way you were talking earlier, you'd like to put yourself in Kazuki's shoes. I think Kazuki opened up to you because that's the way you think. I'd rather not suspect someone who's so considerate of others. My self-esteem wasn't great. I knew I was lacking in so many areas, and I always considered others to be superior in those aspects. Once women considered me a friend, it made me think that there was never a way forward. But... thank you. I was unable to smile like I usually do, and I bowed awkwardly to Hoshino. If she can see positive things in me, maybe I'm not so bad after all. And that's what Hoshino's compliment did for me. Being considerate, or seeing things from someone else's perspective, wasn't really anything special. Anyone could do it. But even so, it made me happy that she complimented me for something that's supposed to be common. By a special person like Hoshino. After I thought that, I realized something. Hoshino was special to me. I never really attracted anyone's attention, so it made me keenly aware of people who could. It was the same with Okazaki and Yanagi's bunch, and they just did their own thing and were able to attract all kinds of people. I felt like I was always someone that was watching them from the sidelines, and that I wasn't the type of person that could move someone's heart. This part just keeps going, I'm so sorry. I don't mean that in a negative way. It's just a characteristic that people have or don't, and for whatever reason, I don't. Yet Hoshino's few words gave me so much hope. Okay, thank God. All right. I'm sorry. This is like the longest fucking part ever. A second half. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna say then, if this is the second half, then maybe we'll just do all of Yoshinari's in 2 hours instead of 3 like Minagishi's. Yeah, you know what I mean? I guess it really depends, but This was like, I guess technically it would have been like 2.5 hours, but this part went so far over. But so maybe the next part will just be long too, and we'll just finish all of the second half. We might as well. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here. I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.